Time to crawl the webs, joyous day. Great. What the fuck? That's a lot of time. I won't be here for long, but hope you all are fun crawling. I haven't seen this before, but sounds great.
Yo and hello. Yo and hello. That's what my throat looks like.
I'm in WEBCRAWLERZ pages.
We're doing something a little different today. We're gonna be crawling the web.
B. Thank you, Anna. And thank you, Dax Art, for the 42 and 38 big numbers. Thank you, the Cheshire Spy, and Iton291, and Gravel RD, and Ghost Rare Token, and Chernobyl. Thank you for being so consistent in your streams. It is adding structure to my week while I am failing to find a job.
That has been the big W of 2025 for me. Is I've been so consistent, especially with starting at 7 p.m. Thank you, a painted bunting.
Crawler.
The crawler. Yeah, we're doing something a little different today. No discs. We might see some discs, but we're not playing discs. We're hopping on the web. We're surfing on the web. We're gonna be crawling the web. My one rule that I gave myself for this stream. Thank you to the World of Ultimate Gaming. The tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. If you've got Amazon Prime, they give you a free Prime sub every month. You can use it on this channel.
59 months. Whoa. Web time hopefully no
gives you access to some amazing emojis. Just like what Skittles Pizza did with the Prime soup. Thank you, Kill Lesbian. Thank you, Stream Chimp.
Would you consider looking at Etsy spells, or is that outside of the wheelhouse? There are good spells that may help you on your journey.
No, this could be literally anything. Shout out Skittles Pizza.
Ye baby ye lays crawl that web.
What I'm thinking of doing with this, ultimately, this stream is kind of meant to just be a disaster. Not a disaster, but like, we're gonna end up going somewhere that is completely different from where we started. That's the whole point. I just wanted to do a stream. I just wanted to do a stream of what I do in my bed. Of what I do in my bed on my phone at like 2 in the morning. Where I'm just like, I wonder what kind of trivia I have for the movie Rush Hour.
My brother is graduating and you are streaming again. Time is a flat circle. Also, when I donated to tell you I was graduating, you told me to.
Oh, what did I say? You got cut off. What did I say? You told me to. You told me to. Your mic got cut. It wasn't even me. Stream Elements or Streamlabs cut your mic. Whatever I told you, I'll tell you again. But yeah, WEBCRAWLERZ is like, I literally just pick a topic that I'm kind of interested in, and I'm like, we're gonna start here. And then I just keep going. You know how Wikipedia works. You know how this shit works. There's one link that you're like, I wonder what where this blue text brings me. And then you start in the production section of Rush Hour, and then you end up in like some kind of like true crime murder serial killers page from like 1975, you know? That's always how it goes. And that might be where we end up tonight. We'll see where the web takes us. We'll see where the web takes us. Also, I have this new fun thing. Now whenever I do BRB, which doesn't happen very often, but whenever I do BRB, we can now see some fun clips. Thank you, Alex BCDF. for the soup.
Love your internet exploration streams. Excited for your guidance through the web.
This is stuff that kind of because I kind of did this on Media Share, which is happening tomorrow. Media Share is happening tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. I might move it up to 6 depending on how much energy I have, because I am planning on going to film a Switch 2 midnight release. I don't know how successful that's going to be, but I'm literally just going to be showing up at the store at midnight, being like, just filming. And then if they ask me who I am, I'm just like, I'm with media. I want to document it. But yeah, Media Share Night's happening tomorrow. And what I was doing on previous Media Share Nights is I was kind of just like, on websites. I was just on websites. I was watching YouTube. I was on websites. I was looking stuff up, doing dailies and stuff like that. Thank you, Smakus.
She twin on my tea till I'm 6.
Thank you for the 26. And I just love reading about shit. I love research. I love, especially when it comes to like weird media, which I think might be where this is like leading towards, because we're starting off with the topic of religious DVD players. This was inspired by, I don't remember how I found out about this, but I found out about ClearPlay, which is, or Clearview, or whatever the fuck it's called, which used to be a DVD player that censors swears and sex and violence from movies. I think now it exists as an a browser extension, but we'll find out. We'll literally find out. That's the point of the stream. But yeah, like I said, whenever I go BRB now, we could see this. I found out how to show clips on my random clips on my stream. Hello. Heidi White teeth. It just pulls random clips from my Twitch channel. Well, there we go.
Oh my! What was that?
Oh, the Joker, a classic clip.
What was that? Was that Joker so that was unmuted for a split second?
So many forgotten clips. So hopefully this will incentivize me to go BRB more, because I need to take breaks during my streams. I'll literally go 5 hours without taking a break. So now I have this, so I can go BRB for a little bit and recoup. And the wet food is back. The wet food is back, and I have a new one that I added. I don't know how often I'm going to use it. I'm not afraid. Same word.
Pretty nifty.
It doesn't even make any sense. I'm not afraid. Same word. It doesn't even, I don't even know what I say at the end there. Save me. So I added a bunch of fun little things to the stream. And we're gonna be web crawling for a couple hours. We'll see where the night takes us.
Reminds me of father.
I don't know who father is. Thank you, Kale. Rarely. I'm charging my camera. I'm assuming I'll end at around 11-ish. I gotta run to the... Your so excited for me to get a TOS violation from Wikipedia? Wikipedia doesn't have anything crazy on it. At most, if you go to like the Wikipedia page for penis, you probably see a penis, but like, I'm not gonna do that. It has text. It has text on morbid things. They usually don't show anything too fucked up, unless you literally seek it out. I know I've spent a lot of time on Wikipedia. I spent a lot of time on Wikipedia. Thank you, Deep Fried Gundam. Thank you for the 58 months. I don't think I'm gonna have to censor Wikipedia pages. I think that unless I'm seeking out like, unless I click on an article that's like, I don't know, penis or sex positions, I'm not gonna see anything TOS. You know, and even if they're drawings, I think it's fine. Because you could show boobs on Twitch. I think it's just if you don't focus, it's not the focus of what you're doing, you know? You can't play Mafia 2 and then zoom in on all the Playboys, you know? So yeah, so we could start with the religious DVD player. We might end up on the Wikipedia page for Star Spangled Ice Cream. See, that's the beauty of web crawlers. That's the wonder and beauty of web crawlers. Now I say, hey, I'm pretty sure I did this. I said the exact same thing on Monday. I said, hey, I said the Arthur, hey. I did say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. Oh, thank God Wikipedia has dark mode now. All right, so we're gonna start on the Wikipedia page for Clear Play. And then we'll see where our wonderful journey takes us. I'm not afraid. Same word. The ending of that is so stupid. I feel like I'm gonna get sick of that transition very fast.
Jesus,
Save me.
Lord.
Deep Fried Gundam with the 5 gifted soups. With the 5 gifted soups. The beautiful scorbs are born. Thank you, Deep Fried Gundam. And the crowd goes wild. I can never fucking get the audio of the damn Stream Deck. And the audience goes wild. Yeah. Thank you, Deep Fried Gundam. I appreciate it. Hello. I feel like my camera's falling off my monitor. It doesn't look it looks like it's tilted. All right, oh, the music got scary. Don't look at my sloopers. All right, let's dive in here. So this is clear play. So this is try not to find porn challenge. I mean, look, I am starting off somewhere that does include nudity and violence in terms of like the subject matter. But, you know, I feel like I have a pretty good, I shouldn't say anything, honestly. I was gonna say, I feel like I have a pretty good like barometer of what might bring me somewhere that has POS stuff, but I feel like saying that is already setting me up for failure. So I'm just not gonna say anything. I know nothing. I own nothing. I own nothing. So what made me want to do this stream in the first place was something called Clear Play, which now exists as a browser extension for streaming movies. It says here, it doesn't even talk about the DVD player here, I don't think. But it was a DVD player. If I go on YouTube, oh, sad. First thing I see is fucking multiverses. That's so upsetting. If I go here and I say Clear Play DVD player. So I think at first it was a DVD player and then it was a stick, and now it's a. All right, I'm gonna turn down the music. For now. So I want to watch the DVD. This is 17 years ago. Here's an example of a successful TV placement secured by what? Wow, this video is crunchy. What is this? Oh, there's the stick. Sorry, I just have to fucking do that. The stick you put in a DVD player. Pirates of the Caribbean. Already kind of a PG movie, but I'm pretty sure it's PG-13. Do they swear in it? Okay. Program. All movies. Oh my god, I can barely read this text. Movies. Okay. Clear play on. Most filtering. Bloodshed. Blasphemy. Disturbing. Bigotry, dishonor parent, dishonor flag, what? Mushiness, what? Why is there a mushiness filter? Also dishonoring a flag, it's crazy. Wait, I need to learn more about the mushiness filter, bro. Mushiness. Laugh With Us blog 2015. Clearplay has settings for things like violence, language, nudity, sexual content, blasphemy, dishonoring parent, mushiness, and more. Some of these categories. This is from 2007. I'm not sure what mushiness is exactly, but it means the display of romantic affection. It's the display of romantic affection.
I'm back to tell you that you told me to shut up when I told you I was graduating 2 years ago. Apologize.
No, I told you to The mushiness is just like romantic affection. Oh, it says, okay, Streamship says in the chat, in the context of content filtering, mushiness refers to the tendency of a content filter to block more content than intended. It's like the tolerance. But why would that be like a separate option on top of the other ones, is my question. That's what I'm wondering. I want to see this thing in action. How ClearPlay does 100% legal filtering.
You know, when it comes to filtering content, the #1.
This was uploaded a year ago. This is not the DVD player.
That you can run into if you're not careful is copyright violations. So the question was, just how could ClearPlay provide the absolute best filtering options without making illegal personal copies of movies or TV shows? How can ClearPlay help families control what they see or hear without breaking any laws? Well, over countless amounts of time, patience, and integrity-led decisions, and 20 patents later, the ClearPlay team figured out exactly how to do it. Filtering content without making one single copy and without breaking any laws. And it's actually pretty incredible, and this is one of the main reasons that I'm such a huge supporter. And if you're wondering how it's easier for me to show you rather than try to explain the tech to you.
I actually thought we were going to talk about another completely different religious DVD player that exists, lol.
Like what? Tell me what it is, I'll look it up.
Right in front of me. And let's say
ClearPlay is alive. ClearPlay is alive. It's alive as a parental control service, because here it says you could use it on Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, TV, and Apple TV Plus, and Netflix. VidAngel? VidAngel? That one sounds wild. I forget this is my homepage every time. VidAngel. VidAngel. I'm not this. Oh, it filters. I'm not gonna lie. This looks like a porno site. Like this looks. It's like alt OF. VidAngel is an American streaming video company that allows the user to skip objectionable content. In 2016, it was sued by several major Hollywood, Disney versus VidAngel. Oh my God. Holy shit. Disney sued VidAngel, 2016. Disney, Lucasfilm, Fox, and Warner Brothers sued VidAngel. Poor guy. Poor VidAngel got completely bodied. Did VidAngel win? A jury ordered VidAngel to pay $62 million in damages to the studios. This VidAngel just got jumped by like 4 ripped guys. In September of 2020, VidAngel reached a settlement agreement with the studios, which reduced the damages to $9.9 million and prohibits VidAngel from streaming content by the 4 studios. That was probably their goal from the beginning, right? They didn't actually expect VidAngel to pay $62 million. VidAngel was founded in 2014 to allow users to select customizable filters to edit out objectionable content, such as graphic violence, nudity, and profanity from films and TV shows. Original model was disc-based.
Let us dive even deeper.
Thank you, Eerie Referee. Thank you for the soup. VidAngel would buy a DVD or Blu-ray of a movie. The customer would buy the disc from VidAngel for $20. VidAngel would stream the film to the user, after which the user could sell it back to VidAngel for up to $19. What? What is this system? How does this work? So VidAngel would buy a DVD or a Blu-ray, and then the user would buy the DVD from VidAngel for $20. VidAngel would stream. That's the part I'm not sure about. How do you stream it to the user? How do you stream it to the user? Is there literally a guy like Discord screen sharing the DVD? And then the user could sell the video back to VidAngel for $19. So it technically costs $1.
What's going on?
You automatically. It's like a rental. Yeah, but why do they do it like that? That's so strange. That's so weird. That's such a weird way to do it. During a legal disposition, Neil Harmon, one of the company's founders and then CEO, said that VidAngel decrypted and ripped DVDs using the software program AnyDVD HD. Hell yeah. This is some Mr. White shit, I'm not gonna lie. This is some Mr. White shit. This is some Mr. White shit. This is some Mr. White shit. I gotta, how does that? VidAngel, this is where I'm probably gonna run into porn. That name is insane. VidAngel DVD. My review of cheap movie filtering. So when did they launch? 2014. Wow, they lasted 2 years before they got bodied by Disney. Before 2015. Oh, it just shows me ClearPlay when I look up VidAngel. What is ClearPlay? Oh, ClearPlay it. What the fuck? What are these Is this ClearPlay's official channel? It can't be. Accepted gets waitlisted.
It's that time of year. Summer's over, kids are back in school, football has started, it's jacket weather, pumpkin flavor is in everything, and it's amazing. What better time to recommend a movie about going back to school? I don't know how many people saw the movie Accepted. Accepted came out in 2006. It stars Justin Long, Jonah Hill, Louis Black, Blake Lively. The movie's about a bunch of kids who are rejected from school.
I've actually seen this movie when I went through my coming of age film phase.
They don't fit in, they're a little kooky, a little weird, they like to live life a little differently. Justin Long decides to create a fake college. He doesn't have to tell his parents that he didn't get into real college. But when his parents hand him a tuition check, he actually—
I swear to fucking God, YouTube has been recommending me this Ray William Johnson video every page I've been on. No, stop. It's literally been every fucking page.
Creates a college with that money. It's a pretty funny movie. There is a lot of swearing. Even the acronym of their school is a swear word. So there's that. ClearPlay does a good job of editing it out. However, it's kind of a big plot point, so it makes the movie a little less—
Oh, I want to watch this. What? Okay, so they just straight up— I need to watch a movie with ClearPlay. If they do it for rated R movies, imagine I don't know, Pineapple Express with ClearPlay would probably be 20 minutes long. I want to watch it now. I need this.
Enjoyable. Justin Long is as charming as ever. But if you ask me, the funniest character in the movie is Jonah Hill. I give Accepted 2 out of 4 stars. Accepted was sort of like a modern day retelling of Ferris Bueller's Day Off with hints of Animal House. Does that make sense? I'm Jenna Kim Jones, and this weekend watch Accepted on ClearPlay.
This is such there's a Happy Gilmore 2? She's an American comedian. I was gonna say Canadian. She's an American Canadian. There's a 30-day free trial of ClearPlay. I gotta look that up. I need to watch a really vulgar movie with that on. This channel is just yeah, I guess it's just Cloverfield.
I'm going to tell you about the movie Cloverfield without telling
I'd like to tell everyone that VidAngel still works with Breaking Bad and I need to see it.
VidAngel.
The trailer was totally vague. It told you nothing about the movie. And even after you saw the movie, the name Cloverfield meant even less. Cloverfield is not your typical scary movie. There's no ghosts, there's no evil spirit, there's no creepy dolls, there's no guy in a mask breaking into your house. It's a monster movie. Kinda like Godzilla, but not as cheesy. The movie was brought to you by J.J. Abrams, so if you're a big fan of his, you'll probably like this movie. It does have a science fiction sort of feel. Okay, a quick synopsis of the movie. There's a group of young adults living in New York City, and they're having a goodbye party for their friends. They have a video camera taping everything. Suddenly, a monster attacks the city. Boom! The footage the government has is this video camera and everything that the kids captured on. Ooh, mysterious. If you're not into that shaky cam stuff, you're not gonna like this movie because it's a lot of running.
Love Jenna normally, but she spoils the ending. Pause now if you haven't seen it.
Around and wild shot.
That's so funny.
Blurry
Also, my real question about this movie is how well the clear play filter cleans up this leads, e.g. looking at the parents. Is that not the point of this channel, to tell people how well it does that? I think she just reviewed the movie straight up. She stopped 11 years ago. I don't know why. He was going hard on vids for a couple years. All right, back to VidAngel. Wait, no, I want to see what VidAngel... Is there footage? God of Life promotes Clear Player. Let's see here.
In the future, you can watch more movies and TV shows with less violence. With ClearPlay.
Outside. All of you.
Warning, content might...
Outside. All of you.
Okay, so it seems that it just shortens scenes, so it just cuts things out. Just straight up. TV Guardian profanity filter in action, 48 hours. TV Guardian. Set to strict. Valparade.
Where is he? Yes. Haven't seen him for years.
I can't hear anything in this video. Safe TV. Oh, there's a lot of these. Oh fuck, that's so loud. Oh my god, this is a whole additional box. Was this a whole industry? I guess so. I mean, I think it still exists. It's just they've all moved on to being browser extensions, right? This is some Cinco shit. Having an additional box like this is some Cinco shit. Wait a few seconds and now you're filtering cuss words. Mutes foul language. And displays text so you can understand the movie's plot.
Well. Oh, he's just a little nervous.
What? What? Wait. That didn't. What? That doesn't help me at all understand what was meant to be said.
Oh, he's just a little nervous.
She doesn't. There's no F word in Shrek, right? Shrek doesn't have any. Did they censor stupid? Oh, maybe it's stupid. Doesn't say you fucking dolt. This actually makes it so much worse. This actually makes it so much worse. She says jackass. Okay, I see. This is literally the Texas Chainsaw Massacre effect. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre effect. Where where would I find that? There's a whole phenomenon about how the OG Texas Chainsaw Massacre got an R rating, even though it doesn't show anything violent at all. This is, if we just go to the TCM Wikipedia page. This was something that when I was in, not middle school, this probably would have been in high school. I actually wrote a lot of papers about like film censorship. I don't know why I was really interested in that. And yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre got an R, even though I think you literally don't see anyone get killed. I think you see the first guy. The first guy gets hit with a hammer, but you don't see anyone actually get killed. I mean, yeah, it was especially in Britain. Britain always goes really hard Britain always goes really hard on film censorship for some reason with their video nasties. I actually want to read a bit more about like the release. It said it premiered in Austin, Texas on October 1st, 1974. It screened nationally in the United States as a Saturday afternoon matinee. Yeah, they call them video nasties. I remember because Texas Chainsaw Massacre was a video nasty for a while. That's crazy that it succeeded being shown on Saturday afternoons. Its false marketing as a true story helped it attract a broad audience. That is true. That I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of the first movies to just lie about it being a true story. For 8 years after 1976, it was annually reissued to first-run theaters, promoted by full-page ads. So they ran this shit in theaters for 8 years. I didn't know that. The film eventually grossed more than 30 million in the United States and Canada. Half of that was rentals, making it the 12th highest grossing film in 1974. It was overtaken by John Carpenter's Halloween, which was also an independent film. I didn't know Halloween was an independent film. That's crazy that Halloween is independent. This guy must be rolling in money. It grossed $70 million on a budget of $300,000. Whoa. I didn't know that. That's crazy. And it's independent, so that all just goes to people who worked on, well, assuming that they're... Yeah, that is a chef's knife. That is wild. Becoming one of the most profitable independent films of all time. I had no idea that that was an independent movie. Even Texas Chainsaw Massacre made 30 million off of it. I think TCM's budget was tiny. The original budget for TCM was $60,000. Sources differ on the film's final costs, offering figures between $90,000 and $300,000. I doubt it cost $300,000. There's no way. The most interesting part of TCM's backstory is the fact that almost a lot of the money got taken by where is it? The funding was like mob shit. This is such an interesting. This film has such an interesting backstory. Hooper has cited changes in the cultural and political landscape as central influences on the film. His intentional misinformation that the film you are about to see is true was a response to being lied to by the government about things that were going on all over the world. All right. I didn't know that. I thought it was just to make money, but that could be a reasoning for that. Based honestly, I mean, that's as good a reason as any to do that. It makes it more interesting. It reflected the skepticism against the Richard Nixon administration in the wake of Watergate, the 1973 oil crisis, and the 1973 economic recession, and the massacres and atrocities in the Vietnam War. The lack of sentimentality and the brutality of things. I wonder how much of this is actually went into the film and how much of it is just like you're assigning the meaning after you've done it. Because that, I did not really get any of that from the movie, but the movie is like kind of base enough that you could twist it in that way. The idea of using a chainsaw as the murder weapon came to Hooper while he was in the hardware section of a busy store contemplating how to speed his way through the crowd. I want to get to the point where they talk about the mob being involved in the movie. I would love one day. I would love to go to the filming locations of this movie. This is, yeah. I know that the OG house became a restaurant or something like that. That last line? Which last line? Oh, what? The narrator being paid in marijuana? Whoops. That's funny. It's either that or the last line here. I wore that mask 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for a month. That is crazy. It was 95, 100 degrees every day during filming. They wouldn't wash my costume because they were worried that the laundry might lose it or that it would change color. They didn't have enough money for a second costume. Oh my God. Most of the filming took place in the farmhouse, which was filled with furniture constructed from animal bones and a latex material used as upholstery. The house was not cooled and there was little ventilation. The crew covered its walls with drops of animal blood obtained from a local slaughterhouse. The art director drove around the countryside and collected the remains of cattle and other animals in various stages of decomposition, with which he littered the floors of the house. Yeah, there's no way they spent 90K on this movie. They wouldn't have done that if they were spending 90K. The special effects were simple and limited by the budget. The on-screen blood was real in some cases, such as the scene in which Leatherface feeds Grandpa. The crew had difficulty getting the stage blood to come out of its tube, so instead, Burns' index finger was cut with a razor. That story I've heard. When they cut her finger and then feed it to Grandpa, they were just like, fuck it, we just need to cut the finger. The scene in which Leatherface dismembers Kirk with a chainsaw worried actor William Vale, who was Kirk. After telling Vale to stay still lest he really be killed, Hansen brought the running chainsaw to within 3 inches of his face. Oh my God. He's like, I'm worried. Concerning. Johnny Chaos would not have lasted a second on this film set. Hooper noting that the rap party that all cast had obtained some level of injury. He stated that everyone hated me by the end of the production and it just took years for them to kind of cool off. Hey, you know, sometimes you gotta dream and you gotta make it happen for $5 and have everyone hate you for like 3 years. The gas station featured in several scenes of the film now operates as a horror-themed attraction, Texas barbecue restaurant and motel. I want to go there so bad. Oh yeah, here it is. It's Bryanston Distributing Company. So this is where the mob comes in. A film production group, Pie in the Sky, partially led by future president of the Texas State Bar, Joe K. Longley, that's a Texas-ass name, provided $23,000 in exchange for 19% of Vortex, the company that Tobe Hooper had. This left Henkel, Hooper, and the rest of the cast of crew with a 40% stake in the movie. Warren Scarron, the head of the Texas Film Commission, helped secure the distribution deal with Bryanston Distributing Company. David Foster, who would later produce the 1982 horror film The Thing, arranged a private screening for some of Bryanston's West Coast executives. In August of 1974, Louis Pereno of Bryanston agreed to distribute the film worldwide. Years later, Bosman stated, "We made a deal with the devil, sigh, and I guess in a way we got what we deserved." They signed the contract with Bryanston, and after the investors recouped their money with interest, and that the lawyers and accountants were paid. About $8,000 was left to be divided among the 20 cast and crew members. So shit. I didn't know that exact amount. Eventually, the producers sued Bryanston for failing to pay them their full percentage of the box office profits. But then they just declared bankruptcy. Wasn't it the mob? It was the mob, I swear. Wasn't Bryanston like super shady? The company's first title was Deep Throat. All right, people who are saying the try not to find porn challenge, I've failed. You win. I found porn. Oh my god. Deep Throat had a $22,000 budget and it generated $30 to $50 million. Oh my god. In the early 1970s, sons of the Colombo crime family member Anthony Pereno, Louis Pereno, and brother Joseph Pereno were the president and vice president of Bryanston. Well, they got in trouble for distributing Deep Throat. And then they got shot. Damn. Damn. Oh yeah, here it says, Tobe Hooper reportedly hoped that the Motion Picture Association of America... Let me turn the music down a little bit. There we go. Hooper reportedly hoped that the Motion Picture Association of America would give the complete uncut release print a PG rating due to its minimal amount of visible gore. That is really wishful thinking. That's crazy. Oh, it's a PG film. That's so funny that they thought it would get a PG rating. Instead, it was originally rated X. After several minutes were cut, it was resubmitted to the MPA and received an R rating. A distributor restored the offending material, and at least one theater presented the full version under an R. I wonder if the version that we have now is the full version or not. I feel like this is the kind of movie where they would have cut stuff out and they would not have kept stuff. Like they would have not archived anything. Oh yeah, no, a distributor restored the offending material, so yeah. Whoa, Ottawa. In San Francisco, cinemagoers walked out of theaters in disgust, and in February 1976, 2 theaters in Ottawa, Canada were advised by local police to withdraw the film, lest they face morality charges. That's wild. Man, we've come such a long way in terms of like tolerance. I feel like that would never happen now. That would never happen, like a movie gets pulled for morality, you know? After its initial British release, including a 1-year theatrical run in London, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was initially banned on the advice of the British Board of Film Censors. While the British ban was in force, While the British ban was in force, comma, the word chainsaw itself was barred from the movie titles, forcing imitators to rename their films. From movie titles in general, so you couldn't put chainsaw in a movie title. Wow, it was shown on TV 2 years later. The Australian Classification Board denied the film a classification. It was banned for periods in many other countries, including Brazil, Chile, Finland, France, Iceland, Ireland, Norway, Singapore, Sweden, and West Germany. In Sweden, it would also symbolize a video nasty. I love video nasty as a term. It's so stupid. We need to bring back video nasties. So I guess with the internet, a lot of this makes no sense, you know? Video nasty, what is that? It's basically just like VHS tapes that are deemed to be too nasty. Like either movies or like... It's a colloquial term popularized by the National Viewers and Listeners Association of the United Kingdom. Typically low-budget horror exploitation films distributed on video cassette in the early 1980s. That were violent. Oh, but they wouldn't even oh, I see. So the introduction of VHS basically made it there was a loophole for a few years where you didn't have to get your film classified because a videotape was not the same as a film. So they would use a loophole that would let them release stuff on VHS without having to get it classified by like the film board in Britain. The resulting uncensored video releases led to public debate concerning the availability of these films to children due to the unregulated nature of the market. Prosecutions were commenced against individuals engaged in trades exploiting allegedly obscene videos. The resulting confusion regarding the definition of obscene material led to Parliament passing the Video Recordings Act 1984. The act was a legislative reaction to a moral panic concerning video nasties in Britain. My God, they had to have a whole act about videos. Valve should go to Britain. It's literally law to think about and have videos. It's in the law. Sport, music, religious, and educational works were exempt from classification under the Act. Discovery of loophole and replacement. In August 2009, it was discovered that the act was unenforceable as the European Commission was not notified about it, as required by Directive 83/189. Until the situation was rectified, it was legal to sell and supply unclassified videos and computer games. So it took them, wow, it took them over 20 years to realize that they didn't enforce it properly. That's crazy. Thank you, Bite of Soup. Thank you for the soup. See also Manhunt 2. What the fuck? How is Manhunt 2 related to the Video Recordings Act of 1984? Amazing. I do remember there being a huge stink about Manhunt 2. Oh my God, the Manhunt 2 Wikipedia article is so long. Oh my God, the controversy portion is like 2 pages. Why is Hillary Clinton here? Why is Hillary Clinton on the Manhunt 2 Wikipedia page? All right, I just got me a juicy fucking steak. Let's read this shit. Development on Manhunt 2 commenced shortly after the release of Manhunt 1. Who had developed Rockstar North, who had developed the first game, were working on San Andreas. So it was Rockstar Vienna who made the game.
Moth so spins good.
Man, Rockstar had so many like fucking Splinter Cells all over the world for a period of time. Thank you, Veteran Garrus, on my booze. I remember you were at the meetup. I remember that username. Just like Ubisoft does now. Yeah, Ubisoft is like, yeah, I guess Ubisoft is kind of a comparison nowadays, but it was, I feel like in that era it was a bit different because like games were small enough that each sort of Splinter Cell would have its own game to work on, whereas I feel like Ubisoft, it's like they're making one big game and there's like 10 different studios that are working on the same game. Let's see. Rockstar Toronto. Rockstar Toronto still exists. Back when I really wanted to work in the games industry, I was like, it would be so fucking cool to work with Rockstar in Toronto. Oh, it's in Oakville, not really Toronto. What did they? Oh, they made Oni. Oh, they ported Oni. Dark Colony. Quarantine 2 Road Warrior. Quarantine. Techno Cop. Oh, this cover looks sick. Techno Cop. Oni is such a... I want to play Oni on stream. I need to get a PS2 copy of Oni. I had this shit on PC when I was a kid, but I could barely run it. What's Oni? This is it. It's a third-person, like, gun kata type game made by Rockstar and Bungie. Crazy collab. Well, Bungie made it, Rockstar published it. Rockstar San Diego. Man, Rockstar has so many studios. Martin O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore made the music. I didn't know that. Other tracks in the game, which had already been implemented before O'Donnell and Salvatore joined the project, were composed by music company Power of Seven. Thomas Dolby. All right, I'll get back to Manhunt 2. Oh, there was a PSP version of the game too. Man, that game must be ass on PSP. Damn, despite working on the game for 2 years, members of Rockstar Vienna received no credit in the final product. What the fuck? Wow, okay, here we go. Over half of the article for Manhunt 2 is the controversy section, which is getting me excited. The controversy surrounding Rockstar 2 began 2 days after its announcement, before any footage or information on the game had been released. The initial topic of discussion was the fact that the first game had been erroneously connected to a murder in the UK. I remember that being a big thing about the first game. I remember hearing about that everywhere. The first Manhunt was like, that game has such a fucking aura. Like, I don't mean it in like the, like, oh, that game has aura. I mean like, that game has an aura of like, this is a true video nasty. This is a true video nasty. And I played it on stream 2 years ago. And it is aged like Texas Chainsaw Massacre has aged, where you watch it now and you're like, why were people upset about this? But this game, when it came out, was like, it had a fucking aura of like, we've gone too far. We've made like the nastiest thing possible. Because I played it on stream 2 years ago, and it's actually like, it had the same aura as Hatred. No, it was actually, Hatred had a putrid aura. Manhunt's aura wasn't really putrid. It was more like they were pushing the envelope in a way that was interesting. Hatred was just kind of like shitting the shit, you know? Like, this was back when people were actually trying to push the envelope with like mainstream games, you know? I can't think of what's the last time that like a game made by like a decently known studio was deemed as like they went too far. What's a good example of that? I can't even think of the last time that happened. Scorn? Really? I didn't hear anything about Scorn being like too far. Baldur's Gate having pronouns. Yeah, sadly that's like that's what we have in terms of going too far is fucking pronouns. Hatred, but Hatred wasn't made by like anyone that mattered. So BG3 with the bear. The bear. What's the bear? I thought that was a TV show. You could fuck a bear. I haven't heard about that. I don't know if it's because I'm not as online as I could be, but I feel like Manhunt was like, even if you weren't a gamer, you were like, I heard they made a murder video game where the whole point is to just like murder people gruesomely. You know, I'm thinking of that kind of like reputation. I can't even think of anything since Manhunt. Be honest. You want Bill Clinton talking about Guilty Gear? Maybe GTA? I guess. Was there controversy over like GTA? Yeah, you know what? No Russian. No Russian is actually probably the last time. That was after Manhunt. You're right. No Russian was that definitely had like people were like, holy shit, to the point where they added a warning to the game. Hot coffee was a big deal. Yeah, but that was like not intentional, right? Tons of controversy on GTA, but GTA 5, I don't remember GTA 5 having controversy, right? It is true. They do say like you can have sex with a hooker and then run her over and take the money back, which is so, but was that about GTA 5? Maybe, you know what? We could literally find out. I wonder if it has even like a controversy section. It does. Oh. See, okay, this is, I haven't played, oh, you waterboard someone in GTA 5. I've never actually played through all the missions. The mission by the, whoa. My mouse freaked it. My mouse was tweaking. The mission by the book, which requires players to use torture equipment in a hostage interrogation, unsettled reviewers. They noted its political commentary on the use of torture by the United States government, but found the sequence to be in poor taste. GameSpot felt that placing the torture scene in context with I can never say this fucking word, even though I say analog all the time. Analogous monologue by Trevor created a hypocrisy in the mission's function as a commentary device. Eurogamer felt the close-up camera and quick-time events accentuated the sequence's impact beyond violence. I need to see what the fuck this actual sequence looks like. Oh my god, my search history. Multiverse is good video, real players, clear play, Nostalgia Critic episodes, Poop in the Power of P, Axel kills Vexen, Supervillain Shuffle, Ira Gamer, Nikki Jakey, Nostalgia Critic PlayStation. GTA 5 torture mission. Oh, I remember playing this. I didn't really find like a big issue with it. It was so obvious what they were trying to do.
To stop him being able to talk.
Shit. Let me think.
Oh yeah, hold to grip with the left clip and then hold to grip with the right clip. Press E to spark the clips. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, it's GTA, so like, you know, they're going to be doing this kind of commentary, and it's going to be very surface level commentary. They're not going to go very far with their commentary on things. They will tackle either like a political or like a cultural issue in a way that's really obvious to be like, hey, we're making fun of this, and it won't go any deeper than that. But I remember literally playing through this mission and being like, okay, it's a torture scene. How many times have we seen that in movies? How many times has that happened in 24? Independent journalist Tom Chick defended the torture sequence and wrote that unlike Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's No Russian Mission or the 2012 film Zero Dark 30, the underlying political commentary on torture and by the book necessitated the violent content. The torture gameplay was cut from the Japanese release of GTA 5. Other controversies for GTA 5 were that reviewers thought that the game's portrayal of women was misogynistic. I don't think that's true, and it's not possible. I think that GTA 5 is feminist, if anything, to be honest. Edge noted the game treated its all-male lead characters in a similar vein through their stereotyped tendencies towards violence. After GameSpot's Carolyn Pettit claimed the game was misogynistic, her review was met with backlash as users responded with 20,000 largely negative comments on the webpage. Good to see gaming hasn't changed, to be honest. Many journalists defended her right to an opinion and lamented the gaming community's defensiveness towards criticism. Wow! I didn't know that GTA got pulled in Australia. Australian Target and Kmart pulled the game from stores in December 2014. Really? I guess Rockstar are really the only people to still be doing it like this. Just got back. We're reading GTA 5's controversies. It seems that the topic has shifted from religious DVD players to just like game and film censorship in general and controversies and how that's like evolved. Because I think GTA 5 was 2014, right? So it's been, I think, 10 years since like any major game has had like moral controversy that isn't like pronouns and shit, because that doesn't count, obviously. Nobody cares no more. It could be desensitization. Daz Dillinger. Yeah, the Lindsay Lohan stuff I remember. There were a couple of like models and like in-game models that resembled like real people, and they got pursued for that. I didn't know about the portrait scene getting the game pulled in like stores and stuff. What was that one somewhat recent game that takes place in hell and all the chuds were mad because they had to remove the butt jiggle physics? Wasn't that Stellar Blade? Wasn't Stellar Blade like the controversial game? Portrayal of Eve. remember this had some kind of controversy. According to Den of Geek, some critics argued that the marketing for Stellar Blade heavily leaned on the sexual appeal of Eve, with elements like revealing costumes and suggestive character designs being central to the game's promotional strategy. The game received an adults-only rating in South Korea. The Gamer argued that the protagonist, while attractive, is barely sexy at all. What's The Gamer, bro? What the fuck is The Gamer? It doesn't even have a link. I can't even figure it out. The Gamer just shitting on fucking poor Eve over here. While attractive, is barely sexy at all. Kim has defended some of these design choices by explaining that from a third-person perspective, the player's view is predominantly directed at the back of the character, hence the emphasis on making this view appealing. That is, honestly, that is a hilarious way to explain that. That is... They have to have a good butt. I mean, hey, look, I'm not against it, to be honest. Whatever the fuck you want. IGN Italia. Hey, there are Awooga games out there. I can't tell you how many games there's like anime girl with big boobs, and I don't see it and go, no, that's too much. I go, there's someone out there that probably likes it or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Same thing with like a ripped guy. It's like, if there's a ripped guy in a game, I'm not gonna be like, damn, and he's shirtless. That's too far. Kratos is too far. What people were saying was Agony was a game that got like a lot of controversy around it. You mean Agon? 2018 video game Agony. Players begin their journey as a tormented soul within the depths of hell without any memories about his past. The special ability to control people on their path and possess weak-minded demons gives players the necessary measures to survive in the extreme conditions they are in. The game received generally unfavorable reviews. The game originally received an adults-only rating from the ESRB due to its level of violence. This led to the developers toning down some of the violence to receive a mature rating. You can get the unrated edition on Steam. There's no mention of like, is there a playlist? This is actually a specific guy's DJ set. I'll link it in the chat. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Dedeco. An amazing DJ set of like PS1 games. You can tell it's a DJ set. It's not just a playlist. He's like mixing shit really well. I'll pin it in the chat. A lot of people in chat know who he is. I didn't know who he was. I was looking up. I found a song, a PS1 song from a game called Tank Fighter that was amazing. I was looking it up on YouTube to listen to it, and I saw this. He included it in this mix, and that's how I found out about this mix, because that song is in this mix. Thank you
The
for the
Gamer
doo-doo.
is a website. Also go back to the Manhunt 2 page.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll go back. I just want to know. People were talking about like the Kickstarter for Agony or something being like controversial. Spin-off games. Agony Unrated, Agony for Switch, Succubus Prologue, Succubus Red Goddess, Agony VR. Damn. I kind of wanna try this game. Pulsating Gothic Nightmare. At this point, I'm just at a place where I'm just like, I'll try anything that's like trying to push the envelope a little bit, to be honest with you. I feel like we have such like a tight harness over like what is allowed to be in like a piece of media at this point in time that it's becoming kind of numbing. Having to worry about TOS and shit. Bring back the video nasties, honestly. I don't think you can stream Agony. Well, I won't. Or when I finally make my fucking website, maybe I'll just do it there. All right, back to Manhunt 1's controversies. Toronto Star writer Ben Rayner praised the relevance of the game, defending its violence and graphic nature as very much a product of its time. It is true that when Manhunt came out, there were so many fucking milsim, like, you were just mowing people down. That's still the case. It's so funny that if you frame it in a slightly realistic way, people just start losing their shit. Whereas, like, we're fucking doming people in Call of Duty left, right, and center. Literally, like, cutting people's heads off. As entertainment and cultural artifact, Manhunt is totally disturbing, but so is the evening news. The I'll eat anything for money lunacy of Fear Factor and the unfettered misanthropic gunplay of Bad Boys 2. That's such a funny one to just drop. And Manhunt 2, the evening news and Manhunt 2. I've actually never seen not Manhunt 2, Bad Boys 2. The evening news, the evening news and Bad Boys 2. I've actually never seen a Bad Boys movie. I think I might have the PS2 game. There's a PS2 Bad Boys game. I will defend until my last breath Rockstar's right to sell this stuff to me and anyone else who wants it. Do I think games such as these could have dire psychological consequences, particularly for young people? As always, I remain agnostic on the matter. Who knows, really? The debate will never be resolved. This is not making, he's not helping make a point here, really, but the American military obviously thinks there's something there. The troubling new TV ad campaign for the U.S. Reserves lures potential young soldiers with tales of adventure accompanied by blatant video game style animation. And curiously, no one has complained about or tried to ban SOCOM US Navy SEALs, in which stealth and killing figure even more heavily than in Manhunt. You know what? He is kind of talking facts right now. He is kind of talking facts right now. Oh, the song goes hard. He is not wrong here. He's actually, it is actually a truth nuke. The Chicago Tribune was especially complimentary of the game, arguing that it marked a significant moment in video game history. Man, maybe it's because of hindsight. Like, it's obvious you could look back 20 years and see what has marked history, but like what has moved the needle in the past like 10 years for gaming? Fortnite, I guess. Fortnite. Like, has there been anything that has dropped and you're like, and people unanimously are like, this is going to change the way that we like tell a story in games, the way that we play games? I guess the way that we play games, Fortnite was all I could think about was fucking Fortnite, to be honest. Undertale? I don't know shit about Undertale, to be honest. what? So as someone who hasn't played Undertale, What makes Undertale a significant moment in like video gaming history? Disco Elysium, the fourth wall breaks. Elden Ring changed a lot of how people look at open world games. So far we have the morality of Undertale. This is what's important, because right now we're saying in terms of like games that have kind of been like markers in like video gaming history, we have Undertale, Elden Ring. People are saying Baldur's Gate 3. We're saying Baldur's Gate 3.
25 moths.
Thank you, Sims
You still need to apologize for telling me to shut up when I was graduating 2 years ago.
I didn't say shut up. I said shh. That's different. Half-Life Alyx in VR was a huge leap in gaming. I never got to stick with that game far enough to realize that myself, but Undertale is a game that knows it's a game and knows that you know it's a game. So it's like meta. Undertale's very meta. Breath of the Wild is big for open world stuff. I do think that Breath of the Wild, but I feel like Breath of the Wild is like significant in gaming history insofar as like what Nintendo does. You know? But I don't know if it's like people look back and be like, Breath of the Wild changed everything, bro. Minecraft? I guess Minecraft, yeah. I guess Minecraft. Minecraft is probably the one out of all the ones that's been mentioned. Minecraft is the one that's like, that game is over 20 years old and it's still going strong. But like, and Minecraft is is probably a good example of a game that like penetrated audiences that was not just like gamers. Like I know so many people who play Minecraft who don't give a fuck about video games. More than Fortnite, more than any other game. Wii Bowling. World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is around the same time as Manhunt. I'm trying to think of like a new game that has come out in the past 10 years that has the potential to be looked back at and be like, I'll defend this game till I die. It was like a very important time in gaming history, you know? That like tried to push a few envelopes. Pokemon Go actually might be, that's a good example. Pokemon Go is actually a good example. It's not like it wasn't controversial, but like that was a game that definitely like, that is a landmark moment in like games for sure, for sure, for sure. It kind of was. It absolutely was. Really? Wikipedia will decide that. Does Pokemon Go have a controversies page? Criticism and incidents. You know what? I guess it makes sense because it's literally a game that is setting people up to walk somewhere that they don't usually walk. The app was criticized for using locations such as cemeteries and memorials as sites to catch Pokemon. Oh my god. Oh my god, including the Auschwitz State Museum, the United States Holocaust Museum, the National September 11th Memorial Museum, Arlington National Cemetery, a war memorial, the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. That is crazy. That was, so you could be charitable and assume that that happened because they just had no oversight over, like, they would just pick places off of Google Maps through an algorithm, right? But I feel like they probably should have at least like had some sort of like filter on that, but the game sparked complaints from Dutch company ProRail, who said that players entered their railway tracks and fire stations told players not to impede their staff by congregating outside. The game's distribution of Pokestops and gyms was noted to be sparser in many minority neighborhoods in a reflection of American demographics. Players in rural areas also complained about the lack of Pokemon spawns, Pokestops, and gyms in their area. It excludes disabled players to a significant degree. Yeah, I could see how that would be the case. Bosnian players were warned to stay out of minefields left over from the 1990s Bosnian War. Holy shit. Oh my god. In Russia, a 21-year-old video blogger, Ruslan Sokolovsky, was arrested in September 2016 for 2 months after playing Pokemon Go at the Church of All Saints, and eventually received a suspended sentence for 3.5 years in prison for charges of blasphemy. Holy shit. Yo, someone went to jail for 3.5 years for playing Pokemon Go in a church. It looks like we're going full circle to the clear play shit. The Satanic Panic never left. No, it didn't. No, it did not. It did not. People have suffered various injuries from. Oh, this is the song. This is the song from that tank fighter game that I found on some random website. That's so good. Can you believe this is just from what's called Tank Racer? Could you believe this song is just from a PS1 game about racing tanks? It's so fucking chill. Chill. In Japan, the first accident occurred within hours of the game's release. The first death in Japan attributed to Pokemon Go occurred in late August 2016. Oh my god, it was a distracted driver. Who the fuck is playing Pokemon Go while driving? That's insane. I do remember kind of hearing about that, and then like I think they updated Pokemon Go to put a lot of warnings to not play while you're driving. I think it tries to detect when you're driving, because I think I tried to play not while I can't drive, but while I was in the car, and I remember it telling me you can't play, and I'm like, but I'm literally in the back seat. Like, what am I supposed to do? I do remember being confused about that. Yeah, a lot of people driving. What the fuck? Oh, a girl crossed the road to catch a Pokemon on a road and got hit. That's sad. That's kind of wild that they launched that game without being like, I guess, being able to detect like visually if a Pokemon is on a road or not. Oh, and of course people were worried about the game collecting information. That's not a surprise. People considered the game to be demonic. I remember I got into Pokemon Go. I have a picture of me playing Pokemon Go in like 2016. And it's the most insufferable post imaginable. It's so like stupidly 2016. Where is it? It's definitely like a cringe post. I can't wait to see it. Oh, fuck. Wow, I have not looked over some of these pictures in a long fucking time. Wow. Are you gonna see it? Oh god, I don't know if I want to show it. It's when I used to be like way heavier. My beard looks so bad too. Went out after work to find tiny virtual monsters and throw tiny virtual balls at them. Period. Hashtag Pokemon Go. Oh my god. I'm debating showing this or not. It has an IG filter on it too. It is so fucking 2016. I could show it for like a quick second maybe. Oh, fuck it. I don't want to show it. Okay, fine. I will. It also has my big ass forehead, too. Oh, I'll like quickly like fucking show it. Oh, it actually doesn't look that bad when it's that small. It's like, it's actually not that bad when it's that small. My forehead's so fucking big, it's crazy. I got that 5 head. It's not that bad. I think it's the caption that makes me cringe the most. Because one, I was 100% not playing Pokemon Go when I took that picture. I think I just took a selfie that I thought looked nice and I was like, I need an excuse to post it. I was that kind of person. That and like, man, I was so much heavier back then. I was probably like 50 pounds heavier. The Pentagon. The Pentagon facility in US restricted the use of the game on their property, citing security risks by collecting secret information. People in the Pentagon were playing Pokemon Go. That's actually such a smart move, though. A lot of countries were saying that the game was like a security issue. In the end, we recognize that the probe was designed to explore the next frontier, the means of behavioral modification. The game about the game is in fact an experimental facsimile of surveillance capitalism's design for our future. There is a very obvious and kind of like freaky aspect to Pokemon Go being like, it's so extremely intrusive. It's not that deep. It kind of is though. I feel like Pokemon Go was like, Pokemon Go was revolutionary in that way, where it was like a new way to play games, but also like, I don't know, that was such like that was probably one of the most egregious like invasions of privacy, I would say, in a long time from tech. But it also launched around the same time that like most apps were just like, fuck it, we're gonna sell your data, bro. I mean, we all use Discord, and that is a fucking minefield of information being constantly sold. On Twitter, the hashtag #HearUsNiantic started trending worldwide as fans and players voiced their censure towards Niantic's decision to remove the pandemic bonuses. Game Awards 2016. So I guess Pokemon Go did have Pokemon Go did have some controversies. I didn't know about that. Manhunt is easily the most violent game ever made. Manhunt is also the Clockwork Orange of video games, holding your eyes open so as not to miss a single splatter.
51 moths of scoppers. How are the horrific depths of the internet going?
I love doing this shit. Thank you, Doomer Skelter. I love this shit. That makes Manhunt the most important video game in the last 5 years. Manhunt attracted controversy due to its graphic execution scenes. In this particular execution, Cash suffocates an enemy with a plastic bag. Look at that shit. Does the Saw game have a section for controversy? I doubt it would, considering it's based off the movie. But also, I feel like the Manhunt game walked so that Saw could run, so that most video games could run, you know, after, because Manhunt was 2003. This was well before Saw for Xbox 360, right? Oh, it does have a controversy. Wow. Akin to the films, the Saw video game has been the subject. When did this come out again? 2009. And that's well after the first movie. It's like 5 years after the first movie. The Saw video game has been the subject of much controversy, often being classified as torture porn. Its violence and visual intensity sparked many allegations that the main goal of the game was to mutilate characters simply for the sake of doing so. That's so funny, because having played it on stream years ago, it's not the case. In fact, I'm pretty sure you're trying to escape being mutilated. It was compared to games such as Grand Theft Auto 4 and Mad World. Oh, I forgot about Mad World. Mad World also was like a controversial game. I remember people being like, this is too far. I almost bought that game a couple days ago. But contrasted for the claim that the aforementioned game's violence served a somewhat humorous purpose or had some type of moral reprieve. William Usher of Cinema Blend wrote that Saw pushed controversial boundaries and called it a tutorial for sadists to get pleasure from. That's wild. Grand Theft Auto 4 had controversies. Oh, I definitely remember Grand Theft Auto 4 having controversies. There were a lot. They have 2 sections, pre-release and post-release controversies for GTA 4. Oh yeah, because Grand Theft Auto 4 came out and when Jack Thompson was in full fucking swing. So of course, you know that he was pulling up here. He was mining, he was clip farming, he was mining this for content. He was mining GTA 4 for content. How many people in chat know who Jack Thompson? Well, actually, how many people in chat don't know who he is what I'd rather find out. Because Jack Thompson is kind of like, you did have to be around a little bit in the late 2000s, early 2010s to know who he was. I don't know that. I don't. A lot of people don't know who he is. Jack Thompson was a attorney in LA, I think. Oh my God, he was disbarred. I didn't even know that. But he campaigned heavily against like things that were considered obscene, especially in video games. He targeted rap music and radio personality Howard Stern, but he went hard on Grand Theft Auto, especially GTA San Andreas. He went really hard on GTA San Andreas. Yeah, there's an entire section on Grand Theft Auto. Look at this. Oh my God. Yeah, he went after Bully, Manhunt. He was the hot coffee guy. He was the hot coffee guy, I think. He said that Grand Theft Auto 5 trained a kid and showed him how to kill someone. I wonder if he was successful with any of this. I wish there was like the Game Zone emails. What the fuck is that? In September 2013, Thompson expressed his hatred of Grand Theft Auto 5 during a series of emails exchanged with Game Zone writer Lance Libel during its launch week. The game happened to launch the day after the Washington Navy Yard shooting. Traditional media outlets such as Fox News and MSNBC sought out to find proof that violent video games such as GTA 5 had a role in the killings. GameZone responded by writing an article that disagrees with this. Bully. Oh my God, dude. Bully's an example of like, I played Bully from fucking beginning to end as a kid. I played Bully when it came out. So I wasn't even like, Bully came out in what, 2006, 2005, 2006. I was barely 10 years old. Like, I don't even think I was 10 years old at that point. And I played that shit. You can hit people with bats. You could hit people and knock them out. You can't kill anyone. You can't shoot anyone. You can't even run someone over with a car. It's like, even as a kid, I was like, I could feel the training wheels on me, you know? I loved that game as a kid. It was so much fun. I loved Bully, dude. I really need to go back to it. I'm gonna go back to it this summer. I'm gonna try and do a marathon. But he went after Bully. Oh my God. According to Thompson, what you are in effect doing is rehearsing your physical revenge and violence against those whom you have been victimized by. And then you, like Klebold and Harris and Columbine, become the ultimate. What the fuck? Well, this guy was on some shit. This guy was on some crazy shit. How did he just compare Bully to Columbine? What the fuck? No wonder, yeah, no wonder he was disbarred. Holy fucking shit. He absolutely never played the game, that's for sure. Oh my god. I also like the way that he phrased it is low-key sounds like a promotional tagline on the back of the box. Become the ultimate bully. According to Thompson, the game shows you how to, by bullying, take over your school. That, honestly, that sentence alone, not entirely wrong, but it's not by bully, the game is about, from what I remember, the game is about, you use the bully's tactics against them to get them to fuck off. Like Gary is the villain in Bully. He's like the ultimate bully, right? And you do use like bully tactics to get rid of him. But I feel like that even as a kid, I recognized that I made a point of being like, yeah, this is like, do this for good, you know? You punch people, you hit them with slingshots, you dunk their heads in dirty toilets. Oh, he's saying some crazy shit. You bludgeon teachers and classmates with bats. Thompson also criticized Bill Gates and Microsoft for contracting with Rockstar Game to release the game on Xbox. The Xbox version has since been canceled for undisclosed reasons, but it came out on 360. I have the 360 copy. Did Bully get a T rating or was it rated M? I could look right here. I don't have it here with me. It's a T? Yeah, that must have made a lot of people like him pissed that it got rated T by the ESRB. Rockstar Games co-founder Terry Donovan responded saying, I would prefer it if we could simply make great games and not have to deal with misunderstanding and misperception of what we do. Rockstar was dealing with so much shit from like 2002 to like 2007. I feel like Rockstar was like, it's honestly a miracle that they made it out of that time period. It's a miracle that they made it out of that time period alive. After receiving no response from Rockstar regarding an advanced copy, Thompson, oh, he just wanted to play the game early and he was pissed that he couldn't. Didn't Far Cry 5 also have controversy? Did it? At this point, we're just full into video game controversy. I love this shit. Oh yeah, I remember this game did. Yeah, I do remember this game had controversy. Yeah. I feel like a fair amount of the Far Cry games after 3. Should I play this game? The team explored several concepts before settling on an American location. The game was heavily inspired by several socio-political events in modern history, such as the Cold War and the September 11th attacks. It's pretty meh. That's too bad because like the setting is interesting, I think. Story's toothless. Oh, that's sad. That's sad because it could be very interesting. If they went all Adam Curtis with it. But no company that big would do that. Six was completely passed by. Yeah, I don't think anyone made a stink about Far Cry 6. I actually have been thinking of picking up Far Cry Instincts Primal. That is a game that I think might be that's like kind of a beautiful disc type game. It's like a game no one remembers, completely forgotten. No one gives a shit about Far Cry Primal. Far Cry Primal was my favorite. You are an interesting person. 6 was controversial because of the South America depictions. Well, I think someone wants me to go back to a page. Which page do we want me to go back to? Stay on the same page and continue reading the page that you're entertained by. Oh, thank you so much. How kind. How kind. You know what? You're so supportive of me. I appreciate it. I will go back to the Manhunt 2 page when, I don't know, it could be an hour from now, could be 30 minutes from now, it could be in 2 minutes. Many journalists opined that Far Cry 5's setting and narrative concept involving themes of religious fanaticism and the emergence of far-right political movements within the borders of the United States, as opposed to more exotic locales depicted in Far Cry titles, would likely make the game highly controversial. Okay. Ubisoft had been careful to downplay any perceived connections to contemporary events. The game director Dan Hay revealed that the story was written to discuss the consequences of beliefs and ideologies being taken to their most extreme form rather than as a response to a particular political event. It's too bad they apparently didn't do any of that, because that sounds so interesting to me. I feel like there aren't many games that are doing that kind of stuff. So basically, I wish that Rockstar had made Far Cry 5 and not Ubisoft. They stated that they had come to setting the game around a cult in Montana as they felt Montana reflected a remote frontier most people were not aware of. They found that Montana was a place where people go to be alone, where they don't want to be messed with. Yeah, they ripped their own teeth out. That's a good way to describe it. Following its announcement, Far Cry 5 was the subject of an online petition lodged at change.org by individuals objecting to what they called as the portrayal of American Christians as villains. They wanted the game's antagonists to be recast. Holy shit! The petition suggested that Muslims, inner city gang members, and other non-white antagonists as possible replacements. Well, there's your motivation right there. That's so fucking funny. That is so just like they're just not even bearing the lead right there. They're just saying it right there. That's this line right here. Objecting to what they called as the portrayal of American Christians as villains and calling for the game, like, okay, that would be fair if the game's antagonist and if the game's antagonist was just like an American Christian and they were just antagonistic because they're a Christian. I'd be like, okay, you know what, that's kind of valid. Like, sure, they completely just shot themselves in the foot by suggesting this shit. That completely just ruins the entire point. The petition also suggested changing the game setting to Canada. That's so random. Conversely, after the game's release, some outlets criticized it for opposing reasons, for trying to be inoffensive and apolitical rather than directly engaging with contemporary social issues. Yeah. So it seems like, you know, this sounds like Ubisoft though. It's a Ubisoft game. It's a Ubisoft game. They take a direction that's like kind of interesting, and then they go eh, and that's it. They find a big juicy rock that if someone lifted it, they could achieve amazing things, and they take the rock and they go, and then that's it. They go, That's every Ubisoft game. The villains are easily digestible evil, deliberately crafted as to not offend gamers of any political persuasion. The game creates the illusion that it has something to say and then stubbornly refuses to say anything. I kind of want to play this now, to be honest. I kind of want to play this now. With the release of the sequel Far Cry 6, Ubisoft and the game's writer have confirmed the sequel is inherently political, creating a continuation of the political controversy within the Far Cry series. And I'm pretty sure from what I remember, nobody gave a fuck about Far Cry 6. So I don't know if they did a good job there. Oh, it's composed by Dan Romer. Oh, so this shit came out on Stadia, bro. The mark of quality. Yeah, that's how you know they failed. There's no controversy section for Far Cry 6. Nobody gave a fuck to even be mad about it. That's how you know Ubisoft has become pretty much toothless. The game was designed to be political, covering themes such as the rise of fascism in a nation, the costs of imperialism, and the need for free and fair elections in reaction to the controversy generated by Far Cry 5. That's funny. Was it? I doubt it. There he is. In full of his smiles. They got pretty decent ratings-ish. Trying to see if anyone actually comments on the waste of potential, criticizing its Latin American stereotypes and feeling it fumbled any attempt at saying something meaningful despite the game's overt political theme. Citing an instance in which you rescue refugees by using a weapon that plays the Macarena while you're aiming down its sights. Do I need to play this game? What? This sounds so tone deaf. Wait. Is this real? There's no way that's real. Far Cry 6 Macarena gun. Oh, is this the type of thing where it's like, it's a gun that you could use anywhere, but you can, okay. It sounds like maybe it was a gun that was meant to be fun, but you could use it in serious moments. It's not like you had to use that, you know? You just chose to use it in that specific time. What? Why was that so short?
Nothing to report. That frog belongs.
What? Wait, that gun fucking rules. What are we talking about? That game's awesome. This gun's awesome. What the fuck? Yeah, I love how it skips whenever you shoot a fucking CD.
That frog belongs.
Eh. Also, what is this alligator? Maybe I need to play Far Cry 6, bro. This is actually selling me on Far Cry 6. Look at this fucking alligator. All fucking decked out. That's like a Viva Pinata alligator. Yeah, so it seems pretty toothless in terms of being a game, but it also seems like they wanted to have fun with it too, so they couldn't decide. There's so many fun tiny things in the Far Cry games. It hurts that they're so mid. Yeah, I want to. I've wanted to do like a stream of Far Cry 3 on Xbox 360 or Far Cry 2, because those are the two games that I had never really played. I played a lot of Far Cry 4. You know, I played a lot of Far Cry 4. I think that's the only one I really spent a lot of time on. Far Cry 2, I remember being like, that game got a lot of attention for being like a simulation, like an accurate, not accurate, but like one of the first like, oh my god, it looks so real type of game. Yeah, I got awards and shit. Far Cry 2, Far Cry 1 was a different dev. Far Cry 2 is Ubisoft Montreal. Oh yeah, Far Cry 1 was Crytek. Ah, interesting. And they went on to do Crysis, I guess. Left 4 Dead 2's page has a lot of controversy too. What? Really? I know that there was definitely controversy. I know that there was definitely controversy with Left 4 Dead 2 because of how quickly it came out after Left 4 Dead 1. I remember people on Steam being up in fucking arms about that game coming back, coming in so quickly after Left 4 Dead 1. Yeah, it was a year after Left 4 Dead 1. I remember there were so many groups on Steam that said, boycott Left 4 Dead 2. We'll never play Left 4 Dead 2. Boycott Left 4 Dead 2, bro. Don't play this shit. Valve wants your money, bro. They didn't change anything. The weekend following the game's announcement at the 2009 E3 convention, some Left 4 Dead players called for a boycott of Left 4 Dead 2 and formed the Steam community group called Left 4 Dead 2 Boycott. No Left 4 Dead 2. Which grew to over 10,000 members by the end of that weekend. And reached more than 37,000 about a month later. Yeah, so it was people who bought Left 4 Dead 1 and then they were sad that they weren't getting any more content because Left 4 Dead 2 was coming out the next year. Which is like partially understandable, especially because this came out at a time where only sports games were doing that. I kind of get it. It was a pretty quick turnaround, but also I don't remember if it was full price or not. Also, it was just a good game too. Like, it was actually worth the upgrade. Let's see here. Whoa, what? In September 2009, Valve flew two of the boycott group's most prominent members to Valve in order to playtest Left 4 Dead 2. The two felt that the sequel was well done. They killed them with kindness. Holy fuck. That's hilarious. They killed them with kindness. This event, through a series of correspondences made in jest, shortly led to Valve's Gabe Newell and designer Eric Johnson flying to Australia to visit Joe W.A., a Left 4 Dead modder. In October 2009, the initiators of the boycott group announced that they had ended their boycott and were shutting down the 4,000 plus group. Cover art. Why was there controversy over the cover art? Valve was forced to alter its original cover art for the game by the ESRB. The original image depicted the seriez hand with its little finger, ring finger, and thumb torn off, which would thus have the index finger and the middle finger remaining. It was deemed too explicit. And to appease the ESRB, Valve changed the image so that the fingers were merely bent back instead. But the company was still able to include the torn off thumb in all regions except for Japan and Germany, where it had to be censored. That's so interesting. So this was too graphic for them. Oh no, wait. This one also has the... Oh yeah, the UK version of the box art shows the back of the hand facing away to avoid offense. Really? So this is... Oh yeah, this is like a swear in the UK, that's true. Back of the hands means fuck you in Britain, yeah. You can see the old art here. Oh, that's so funny. That like doesn't really look like anything to me, but... It's because it's not even like this. It's like this, you know. I don't know, but the UK cover features the hand facing the opposite direction to avoid this, making it instead the more optimistic gesture for victory. Racism accusations. Several of the infected appear to be African Americans, implying racism, a racist approach to the game. Oh, and releasing it so close to Hurricane Katrina was a bad call. I don't remember enough about Left 4 Dead 2 to know. I have to look up what Left 4 Dead. It is set in Louisiana. I do remember that. It seems like a nothing but yeah, I don't know. It was a storm level. But that's like, I don't know, if as long as it's not all the same type of person, then I think it's probably fine. Like, it's not like Call of Duty where literally Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 where like 90% of the zombies in the zombie mode have hijabs because it takes place in the Middle East. Like that's a situation where even I was playing it, I'm like, all right, it's like happening so often that like I kind of want to do this right now. Like that, but I remember it happened sometimes, I guess, but not really in any way that was like alarming. I don't know. Australia ban and unbanning. Which COD game was the most controversial? Oh, the one with no Russian for sure. Modern Warfare 2. It's like not even. I think Modern Warfare 2 is probably the only Call of Duty with a controversy section. You got a censored version of Left 4 Dead 2 with all the gore removed? Man, Australia censored a lot of shit. It's kind of crazy because I need to stop saying it like that. It's kind of crazy because I remember Left 4 Dead 2's graphics being kind of cartoonish too. Like it wasn't exactly realistic. The max was 15 plus. Oh, that would explain why. German ban and unbanning. Wow. In January 2021, the uncensored version was finally released for Germany after a reevaluation. Wow. That took a long time. From 2008, 2009 to 2021 is crazy. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, hands down. Yeah, the no Russian controversy was like, I remember that being all over the news. There were warnings, and when I would go to EB Games, there'd be warnings on the game being like, hey, there's some fucked up shit in this game. And it's crazy that they were doing this with like a flagship franchise and they were just had to accept the warning. No Russian has its own page too. Holy shit. Wow. It's in the 2020 remaster. I wonder, that's so funny that it's in the 2020 remaster and like we are so desensitized and have moved on so much from that nobody even gave a shit that it was in the remaster, I don't think. Yo. But yeah, so for people who don't know what No Russian is, it's a mission where you're an American undercover in like a Russian terrorist group, and I think it's a security checkpoint in the airport, and you basically they basically just commit like a terrorist act, like they just gun everyone in the airport down. It's called No Russian because the guy's like, he goes, no, don't kill any Russians. Pretty sure. I haven't played this game in a long fucking time. The only legitimate targets are a group of security personnel encountered in waves throughout the interior airport. However, the player is never forced to partake in the massacre and may instead let their comrades kill the civilians. If the player does not feel comfortable during the level, they're allowed to skip the level with no penalties whatsoever. Prior to the game's release, footage taken from No Russian was leaked onto the internet. I wonder what the leak looked like. I feel like that level probably feels like 10 times worse if you're looking at like shaky fucking hand cam footage of it. He just says, remember No Russian, but he means don't speak so he can kill the American spy, and it gets blamed on them. Man, I do remember Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 1 to some extent having like actually decent stories. Where like, I think Modern Warfare 2 is like a legit like CIA like spy thriller. Oh, he says no Russian, so you don't speak Russian. They're supposed to make the world think that it was done by Americans. Ah, I see. A lot of COD games had surprisingly good stories, yeah. I think Modern Warfare 1 and 2 were the only stories that I played. I never even got into Black Ops. Though I do know that like one of the Black Ops games, I don't know if it's 1, 2, or 3. One of the Black Ops games, legitimately, like the entire plot line is that there's a tariff war between China and the United States. I do remember people starting to pull up clips from that campaign as soon as all the tariff shit started going down. Some journalists decided to wait until they could actually play the level to judge its merits. This as a standalone sentence is kind of funny. The level was largely criticized for allowing players to partake in a terrorist attack. The main question seemed to have been why its contents could not have been shown in a non-interactive cutscene. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like the level. Executive James Binns instead argued that the game had been appropriately classified as mature 18+, and that it was therefore at the discretion of guardians to safeguard their children. This is an adult piece of entertainment. We can all make we can make all entertainment for children, or we could take proper steps to try and protect children from adult entertainment. Yeah, there's a whole ass article. Journalists at the time described its plot as illogical and claimed that the ability to skip it rendered it pointless. I see that picture in the bottom.
They gave Saw back to James Wan.
Did they after Saw X? Wasn't there a new Saw that was supposed to come out and they basically said never mind? There was Saw 11 got announced or some shit, and then it immediately got unannounced. Maybe I just misread something. It's back on though. It is. It was dead for like a year, but they only announced it as such a couple months ago. Whoop. At least it wasn't porn. I'm trying to see if there's any information here that's like not what I know. Legacy. I do want to see what the legacy of this is. Laura Parker of GameSpot discussed how No Russian was a watershed moment for the video game industry. You felt that the level raised the question of whether or not it was acceptable to discuss human suffering in video games, and if their status as entertainment products prevented them from doing so. She also commented that if more developers were willing to take risks and include controversial material, then video games would finally receive cultural recognition. Joke's on her. All that was needed for jokes to be, oh my god, I'm like falling apart. All that was needed for games to become culturally recognized was Peter Griffin in Fortnite. It's funny that now video games are like such like a cultural force, and it wasn't because anything controversial or any risks were taken. I feel like it's because you could do dances in a video game.
It was announced by Blumhouse.
Oh god. No, Blumhouse is not making the new Saw. That's disappointing if that's the case. It was because shit like Overwatch got so popular, a bunch more people got into it. Yeah, it's interesting reading this. It's interesting reading this and seeing someone be like, in 2012, being like, well, video games would get more cultural recognition if we took risks and potentially included controversial material. And then it's like video games are now globally recognized as like the thing that kids do on their iPad and spend money on. I feel like maybe I remember when The Last of Us sparked the debate on if video games were art. Yeah, I don't know if that, I feel like that debate is kind of still ongoing, I guess, but I feel like most people have been like, we're just like, fuck it. You know? I feel like it's probably been done enough times that people are like, video games can be art. So no one's really having that discussion anymore. It is true. It is true. Broken JPEG brings up a good point in the chat.
Hey, just bought it. Blumhouse did. But James Wan, original Saw creator, has it now.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have it anymore. The Blumhouse doesn't have it anymore. Thank God. Wait, maybe I misheard though. But Broken JPEG brought up a good point that it's the same. I feel like what made video games more accepted in the mainstream was like things became sanded down and ad friendly, which is very much what video games have become at this point. It didn't take anything controversial or risky to make video games become accepted. It's that video games are now ad friendly and sanded down and very easy to, very easy to. I mean, look at fucking Darth Vader in Fortnite, right? Obviously there's a lot of issues with that in the first place, but like the fact that they had to give him like a full-on lobotomy just to have it be okay, you know, just to have him stay.
Boy's dad by Saw, but James Wan is Blumhouse eyes.
I literally do not understand a word you said. I don't know if TTS just massacred your text or it was written like that, but Blumhouse James Wan Blumhouse Blumhouse. What I think about the Walking Dead collab? I think I saw that, but I don't understand what it is. Look, I am a fucking hypocrite. I play Fortnite a lot. I'm the one here advocating for like unique and risky experiences in games, and I'm over here playing Fortnite when I'm not streaming, so. But I think it's because if I heard that some shit was going on, like no Russian in a video game, I'd probably be checking it out, you know? But Fortnite is literally like, it's my Netflix. I don't binge watch like reality shows. I don't do anything like that. Yeah, wait, we'll give you a chance through TTS to say it properly.
James Wan is working with Blumhouse, they said.
Okay. Thank you. Blumhouse. But Fortnite is slop to me. Fortnite is literally like at 2 a.m. when I'm like done work and I don't want to turn my brain off. I just want to turn my brain off and like transition from like being on to being off. I will do Fortnite dailies for like an hour with something on in the background. And like that's its purpose for me, and it works. I like it for that reason, you know. Like that is my like Netflix and chill. It's Fortnite and brain off. Well, there's many ways to interpret what I just said. Reviewing the game Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered in 2020, Wired's Julie Muncie called No Russian crass and stupid, feeling it had no clear reason to exist and that the horror of its gameplay was forgotten about once over. I feel like that's so not true. Oh, no, that's not true at all. I feel like if you think about moments in gaming that like created, like shook things up, No Russian is like, aside after Hot Coffee, it's No Russian. It's so fucking like, everyone remembers No Russian. It's so, I don't agree about the forgotten part. Crass and stupid, you could make a case for that. Forgotten, absolutely not.
My 17 moths are getting eaten by these web crawlers. Help, 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 so spins cry.
we're gonna wrap up in like 20 minutes because I have to start getting ready. But I've had a fun time to stream. Tomorrow is media share night. What was Hot Coffee? Was that the Gamergate shit? Oh no, Hot Coffee predates gamer shit. Hot Coffee predates Gamergate by a good decade, I think. Hot Coffee, from what I remember, was like, there was a sex minigame in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that got cut before release, but I think someone had managed to like use cheats or something, or like a Game Shark or some shit to reactivate it. So it wasn't fully cut out. It was left in the game, you just couldn't do it. And then people started freaking out over that so hard that they actually recalled the game. They actually recalled, look, I'm gonna show you what Hot Coffee is. And keep in mind, they recalled the video game over this. The entire video game was recalled over what you're about to see. DJ Penis? No, not even. Remember TOS. I feel like Hot Coffee is so fucking like, it has no teeth. I feel like I could show it and people would laugh. I think it's actually TOS? No way. There's no way. It's literally Ride to Hell. It's literally Ride to Hell. Well, I found a panel at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo of Hot Coffee. There's a guy on YouTube. There's a guy on YouTube that it looks so much worse censored, bro. There's a guy on YouTube that put up a video of it censored. But it looks so much worse censored, dude. You just link it in chat? Well, let's just, actually, it probably has a fucking wiki article. Yeah, it's right there. Hot Coffee controversy. It has its own Wikipedia article. See, this is Hot Coffee. Can you believe the game got recalled over this? And you needed to cheat to do it. Pants on CJ. Just drilling down. No, it really is through the jorts. It's through the fucking genians, actually. I guess they're her jorts, but Rockstar Games president Sam Houser wanted to include more role-playing elements in San Andreas while also pushing the Grand Theft Auto series' controversial reputation. The development team was forced to curtail the nudity and sexual content of the original vision, however, to obtain a mature rating from the board. Rather than removing the content, the developers made it inaccessible to players. Modders discovered the code on the game's PS2 release, and when San Andreas was released for Windows, why does it keep fucking scrolling? Modder Patrick Wildenborg disabled the controls around the code. He released this modified code online under the name Hot Coffee. The Hot Coffee mod got an AO rating and Twitch explicitly bans AO games. Well, I'm not playing it, so that's fine with me. I'm literally reading about it. Hot Coffee had a major impact on the... Wait. The discovery of the Hot Coffee minigame resulted in intense legal backlash for Rockstar Games. While both companies remained mostly silent on the matter, Rockstar Games released a statement claiming that modders were responsible for the minigame. They did it. Hillary Clinton is in the article. Hillary Clinton returns. She was all over the place. The ESRB re-rated the game adults only after an investigation, while the game was banned entirely in Australia until the explicit content was removed. Rockstar Games and Take-Two received a warning from the FTC for failing to disclose the extent of graphic content present in the game, while a class action lawsuit alleged that the company had misled customers who believed the game's contents fell. Wow, that's so funny. Hot Coffee had a major impact on the video game industry. Rockstar Games' refusal to publicly comment on the matter was poorly received, while the ESRB announced fines of up to $1 million for game developers who failed to disclose the extent of their graphic content. Hot Coffee reappeared in future Rockstar Games releases. A similar mod for Red Dead Redemption 2 was posted on Nexus Mods in 2020 and subsequently taken down by Rockstar Games. What the fuck? Why is there a Hot Coffee mod for Red Dead 2? That is so fucking funny. I have to see that. I'm not gonna see it on stream, obviously, but I have to look that up. That is hilarious. I feel like that's one of the last games I would expect. Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition, which includes a remaster of San Andreas, was briefly removed from sale after data miners discovered the code. Wait, really? They remastered it and the code was still there? That's so fucking funny. That's hilarious. That is hilarious that they kept it in and it got removed again. That is just, they just completely self-owned. In the unmodified version of the game, the player hears muffled sexual sounds from the inside of the house. I do remember that. Both characters remain clothed as the player is instructed to push the left analog stick up and down in rhythm, which increases CJ's progress on a bar graph labeled excitement. How did anyone get how can anyone be offended by that, dude? Like, come on. Hauser emailed San Andreas producer Leslie Benzies on 25 November after the PlayStation release of the game to see how far we could push the sex stuff. The sex stuff.
When I was 13, I made a contract for me and my parents to sign where if I got to play GTA 5 I promised to do my chores every week and not do any of the strip clubs or drugs. They agreed.
That's very responsible of both parties. Oh.
Haha.
Thank you, Glob Bob. So you couldn't actually mod the PS2 version. It was them releasing it on Windows that opened up the floodgates. On 20 July 2005, the ESRB announced that all editions of San Andreas would be re-rated from M to AO. I wonder if they actually... I wonder how much a copy of the OG San Andreas that got recalled is. I missed blowjobs? No, I saw it. I saw it. Yo, why can't we ever fall into a Wikipedia article of a video game from 2004 and not see Hillary Clinton? She's everywhere, bro. She's fucking everywhere, bro. She played San Andreas. This doesn't look real. This looks like a screenshot from like Detroit Become Human. Man. There's something I find so like intriguing and interesting about how many risks like a lot of mainstream games took in like the mid 2000s with this kind of shit. I feel like maybe that's like I feel like maybe that's just a result of like most media being so reliant on like advertising, or at least advertisers wanting such smoothed out stuff. I mean, even the fact that everything gets called content at this point. Rare sealed AO version of San Andreas. Dude, I actually want one so bad. It's probably so expensive. That has to be fake, though. I doubt they would have reprinted it with the AO rating. That has to be fake. It's a sticker? Oh, it's a sticker. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that they would have just put a sticker on there instead of reprinting. Wow, if you found an AO version of San Andreas at the thrift store, that would be like the find of the fucking century. I guess at that point, like, you might as well just sticker your own copy. They re-rated Oblivion to an M because of the obscene mods. The thing is, you can't even hack the PS2 version to play it's only on Windows that they were able to do it. The mod is a Windows mod, so like the PS2 game, you couldn't even do it with the PS2 game, which makes everything funnier, you know? Wow. Oh, some old lady, an 85-year-old woman from New York sued Rockstar Games for false advertising. The woman had purchased the game for her 14-year-old grandson before it received an AO rating. I mean, you're already fucking up by doing that. He's 14 and you're giving him an M-rated game. That's already a huge fuck up on your part. Impact on the gaming industry. The hot coffee controversy and subsequent legal and financial action soured the relationships among Rockstar Games, the video game industry, and the modding community. By refusing to publicly comment on the ongoing scandal, Rockstar Games was accused of cowardice by Lowenstein, who said, "If you want to be controversial, that's great, but then don't duck and cover when the shit hits the fan." In a 2012 interview, Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser responded to the backlash surrounding Grand Theft Auto's controversial content, stating, "We never felt that we were being attacked for the content. We were being attacked for the medium, which felt a little unfair." You know what? He's actually right. He's actually right about that. He's actually fully right about that. That's like a very astute observation, because you see much worse shit on TV. If all this stuff had been put into a book or a movie, people wouldn't have blinked an eye. Wow, it had a whole effect on modding as well. Some modders feared that all game alterations would be taken as intentionally hidden content, which it could in turn lead to more legal restrictions on video games, so there's a chilling effect on mods. In the year after San Andreas was reissued, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was re-rated from T to M after ESRB discovered more detailed depictions of blood and gore than were considered in the original rating. As well as a locked skin, which if modded allowed female characters to appear topless. Well, was that only on PC? I'm assuming you couldn't do that on 360. In September 2006, Senator Sam Brownback introduced the Truth in Video Game Rating Act. That is a hilarious fucking name. The Truth in Video Game Rating Act. In June 2006, Take-Two canceled Snow, a real-time strategy game about illegal drug trade that had been in production at its Frog City software studio. While the publisher provided no reason for this decision, it was believed that it stemmed from the increased political pressure Take-Two was under. That's so funny, because now you would see that game released 20 times over on Steam for like $5. And with no rating. A kid could just buy that with V-Bucks probably. Yeah, Schedule 1, like literally kids are playing Schedule 1. Man, times have changed, bro. Times have changed, man. Yeah, that shit's all over Roblox now. Times have changed, man. I feel like we've become so desensitized, and that's like a good and bad thing, because you could do shit like this and no one's like stringing you up or anything, but at the same time, it's like, man, I do kind of miss when people are getting mad at video games for reasons that weren't fucking stupid, like fucking pronouns and shit. Actually like risky and pushing the envelope stuff. Now it's all this culture war shit. Yeah, it's so fucking boring, man. It's like we've kept the getting angry at stuff part, but it's like the reasons why are now so fucking toothless that like it doesn't actually lead to anything meaningful being made or any envelopes being pushed for like artistic reasons. Ha ha ha. Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto 4, the next game in the GTA series. Some fans believe that the game included an Easter egg referencing Hillary Clinton's involvement in the hot coffee controversy.
Be the
Worst
change
timeline
you want to see in
ever.
the world.
I can't make games, bro. In the game, the Statue of Happiness, a Statue of Liberty type figure, bears a physical resemblance to Clinton holding a steaming cup of coffee in place of a torch. And the game file for the statue is called Stat Hilberty 101. Oh yeah, it's definitely her. Grand Theft Auto 4 has an obtainable in-game achievement called Warm Coffee. The hot coffee scandal was mentioned again in the 2014 release of Grand Theft Auto 5, in which players could engage in sexual activity with prostitutes from a first-person perspective. Despite this mechanism, GTA 5 released an M rating. That just goes to show like how far things moved. That's like what, 6-7 years removed from San Andreas. And not only is it happening, but it's happening in first person. And they're like, it's fine. How quickly culture just moves like that is insane, dude. Yeah, the hot coffee stuff is super interesting. All right, we're back to the what more controversy for Mad. What kind of controversy did Mad World get? Probably just for violence. Oh yeah, because it was a violent game on the Wii. That's probably why. I think it just is only because of that. I'm gonna read the Manhunt 2 page, and I think we're gonna wrap up. We're at 3 hours now, and I have to start getting ready. Well, let's finish up with this.
They put evil on the Wii.
Thank you, billboards. We're back tomorrow with Media Share Night. It's gonna be a longer stream. This is fun though. I've always been very interested by like censorship in film and games and stuff like that. It's just so funny what gets removed. Also because I like the whole like archival and lost media aspect of stuff so much that stuff getting cut immediately intrigues me, because I'm like, can I find that? No? Is that possible to find? I recommend if you are interested in that kind of stuff, there is a film called This Film Is Not Yet Rated. That is like, it is just straight up like about the MPAA and like film censorship and what kind of stuff gets cut, and also like who the people are that are watching the movies that say what stuff needs to get cut. It's a very interesting movie. You play the FREAKYLINKZ intro at the end of the stream. Good. I think next time I do this, I think I'm just gonna call it FREAKYLINKZ. WEBCRAWLERZ is fun, but I think FREAKYLINKZ is funnier. Also because it's an actual show. Let's see here. On the 23rd of February, activist Jack Thompson vowed to have the game Manhunt 2 banned, claiming that the police were incorrect in asserting the game. Help stop the distribution of Take-Two/Rockstar's hyper-violent video game Manhunt 2. The game will feature stealth murder and torture. Thompson said he planned to sue Rockstar in an effort to have both Manhunt 2 and GTA 4 banned as public nuisances. Man, this Jack Thompson guy was saying some crazy shit. I've been praying literally that Take-Two and its lawyers would do something so stupid that such a misstep would enable me to destroy Take-Two. The pit Take-Two has dug for itself will be patently clear next week when I strike back. What the fuck? He filed a countersuit accusing Take-Two of multiple violations of the RICO Act? What? Racketeer, influence, and corrupt organizations? RICO is like some cartel shit. What is he doing? It's like the cartel and shit get caught in the RICO Act, not fucking Rockstar Games. What the fuck? Oh man. He also accused the Entertainment Software Association, Penny Arcade, IGN, GamePolitics.com, GameSpot, GameSpy, Eurogamer, Kotaku, Blank Rome, and the US Justice Department of Wow, he was taking on everyone. Holy shit. They were all collaborating and conspiring with Take-Two to commit racketeering activities. What the fuck? The dispute was ultimately settled before it went to the courts. Thank you, Ross WD. Thank you for the 5 months.
All nerds must perish.
No. Thompson agreed not to sue, threatened to sue, or attempt to block the sale or distribution of any Take-Two game, and not to communicate to Take-Two or any store selling their games any accusation that they have committed a wrongdoing by selling such products. For their part, Take-Two agreed to drop a prior suit accusing Thompson of contempt of court concerning the game Bully. However, in a letter dated 8 May to Wendy's CEO, Carrie Anderson, Thompson demanded that the restaurant drop an upcoming promotion featuring children's toys designed after the Wii games Excite Truck, Wii Sports, and Super Mario Galaxy because Manhunt 2 was scheduled for release on the platform. Oh, he couldn't stop. He couldn't stop. He couldn't stop. He couldn't help himself. He stopped for like 2 months. He literally stopped for 2 months. He was like, I'll stop for 2 months. This guy was a true legend. He's honestly a fucking legend, honestly. I can't lie. No one's ever gone this hard. Wendy's did not respond to Thompson and continued their Wii promotion. I love how everyone's treating him like they're just like, oh, please, shush, stop. We don't care. Shush. Oh, he's doing it again. Oh my god. Yo, I think I need to do an entire fucking FREAKYLINKZ or WEBCRAWLERZ about Jack Thompson because he's saying some crazy shit. He sent a letter to Florida Attorney General Bill McCollum which read in part, Florida retailers are scheduled to sell a very violent video game called Manhunt 2, which will be available remarkably for play on the kids-friendly Nintendo Wii gaming platform. The Wii device does not utilize traditional push-button game controllers, but instead utilizes handheld motion capture devices. ... It is a training device. In a 6 June interview in Fox News, McCollum expressed concerns regarding how Manhunt 2 utilized the Wii remote in an interactive manner. For instance, in order to stab someone, the player would have to flick the remote forward in much the same fashion one would do when actually stabbing with a knife. Also concerned about the Wii version of the game was the Center for Commercial-Free Childhood. Manhunt 2, so it got rejected by the BBFC, the British Board of something censorship. Manhunt 2 is distinguishable from recent high-end video games by its unremitting bleakness and callousness of tone in an overall game context, which constantly encourages visceral killing with exceptionally little alleviation or distancing. These people would flip out playing like a modern Call of Duty where literally all you do is shoot people. Oh, here we go, baby. She's back. She's fucking back, man. Oh, she never left. She's in every fucking article for video games that have controversy. Dear God, I didn't know she was a gamer. I didn't know she gamed like that. I didn't know she fucking gamed like that, bro. Thank you, the end is 9. No, seriously. Thank you for the soup.
Kill your friends, rent free.
In light of the BBFC and ESRB decisions, Rockstar Games decided to censor the game. Censoring took 5 main forms. The primary alteration was the addition of a blurring effect over executions. During an execution, the screen turns red and flashes black and white. The second alteration was the removal of all but 2 decapitations. Initially, several weapons in the game could decapitate enemies, but with the exception of 2 plot-important decapitations, such executions were removed. They also toned down the pliers. That's so funny because I could turn on Call of Duty right now and take out a weapon that literally cuts people's heads off every time I kill someone with it. Like, I could do that 1,000 times in 5 minutes. They removed a rating system from the game. Man, I wonder if it would ever be possible to play the unedited version of the game. Their edits satisfied the ESRB and it got an M rating. Manhunt 2 was released for the PSP, PS2, and Wii in the US on Halloween. The very next day, the 1st of November, a method that removed the blurring effect on the PSP and PS2 versions was released by a group of PSP crackers. Interesting use of nomenclature. A Wii version of the blur removal soon followed. And again, people were demanding that it get re-rated AO, but after examining the situation, the ESRB concluded that it was not Rockstar's fault that these hacks could be used. Wow, they completely came around because that's the exact same thing that happened with San Andreas. And they were like, it's Rockstar's fault. And now it happens again, and they're like, oh, it's actually not Rockstar's fault. People grow and change, bro. Internationally, Manhunt 2 proved just as controversial. The game was banned outright in Germany, Malaysia, New Zealand, and South Korea. The uncensored version of the game was also banned in Ireland. In Italy, the Minister of Communications expressed the desire to ban the game in the country, but no such ban came into effect. He was just like, I think I'm gonna ban it. And he just got completely distracted. He's just like, oh, I forgot. Sorry. In Australia, where the original Manhunt was banned, the game was never even submitted for classification to the Australian Classification Board, rendering it essentially banned in the country. Let's look at a list of video games that got banned in Australia. Blade Runner Enhanced Edition? Hunter x Hunter. Isn't that an anime? Hotline Miami 2. South Park: The Stick of Truth. Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 got banned in Australia? Saints Row 4 wasn't even that crazy. The Witcher 2? What is going on in Australia? Syndicate got banned. Why Syndicate? That's like the most forgettable shooter of all time. Dark Sector. Mark Echo's Getting Up content's under pressure. Got banned in Australia for glorifying graffiti. That's hilarious. Reservoir Dogs. I have this on PS2. I've always wanted to add it to a beautiful disc lineup. Narc. I've also wanted to add Narc. And Blitz the League. I wanted to play Blitz the League. Banned because of the drug use related to incentives and activities and rewards. BMX XXX is a classic. That one got banned everywhere because it did have actual nudity. The Getaway, wasn't that just like a thriller? A big note is that before 2013 we didn't have an 18+ rating. Yeah, I guess that would do that. Yeah, well, it seems like, yeah, before 2013. Well, even then, like, Saints Row 4 getting banned is insane. Wow. All right, I gotta start getting ready. That was WEBCRAWLERZ. That was WEBCRAWLERZ. We're back tomorrow. We're back tomorrow with Media Share Night. I'm either gonna start at 6 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna start wrapping up. This was fun. This was fun. I love exploring this kind of shit. Yeah, Media Share Night tomorrow. potentially like a Saturday morning-ish stream. But the FREAKYLINKZ intro has a copyrighted song though. I don't know if I could play it on mute. Because I think it's a Prodigy song. But yeah, that was WEBCRAWLERZ. That was the first edition of WEBCRAWLERZ. It might come back as FREAKYLINKZ. We'll see. But I'd love to do this again. I love these internet rabbit holes that we go down. I feel like I learned, I'm gonna remember a lot of this shit. I had no idea about Hillary Clinton being so hard on games. I had no idea how hard Australia was on films and censoring stuff. I really want a copy of Adults Only San Andreas now, just for display. I feel like I want that shit. I want to proudly display my AO copy of San Andreas. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into the stream. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Media Share Night. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna go and hope that I could either see a Switch 2 or film a Switch 2. I don't know if I'll probably won't get one. Okay, bye, bye, okay, bye. Okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye.
I'm not afraid, same word. I'm not afraid, same word.
Gather round.